Good morning, everybody. So it's fall. It's a beautiful morning. I'm finally able to get back into my greenhouse. I didn't have anything in here over the summer because it would have fried, but I'm getting to the point now where I can start using it again for potting things up, and I'm really excited about that. And also using it for a video. So it's a really great greenhouse, except I can only use it in certain times of the year. So if you're in Central Texas or in super hot regions, I wouldn't do it, y'all. It's really pretty, but honestly, I don't get the use out of it that I thought. I had this idea of always having lush green plants in my greenhouse, but when the temperatures in here can get up to 138 degrees is the highest temp. Nothing will survive, especially me. So it's looking a little sparse over here. This is usually where I keep all of my plants. But like I said, I took a little pause because it was just too hot to have anything and all my plants were suffering. So these plants on the table are some that I'm gathering from around the yard, and I'm gonna have a little plant sale. I also have a market coming up in October that is it's actually a plant market, Northside Plant Market. And I'm preparing for that, but right now I'm just trying to downsize all of this. I have a lot of planters that I haven't been using. Some of them I bought for markets, and I'm just going to probably sell some of those as well. Some of them are things that I've propagated and I just have way too many of. I guess my ultimate goal right now is to downsize the smaller pots so I have less to water over the winter. I realize that now that I want to travel more, that having a lot of plants is a lot of responsibility. I come home to a lot of things that are not doing so well. So I'm sticking with succulents, cactuses, and larger pots that can go longer periods of time between waterings. So I'm going to start staging things a little nicer. This used to have a bunch of succulents on it. All of these have survived right through the hot summer, so all I have left is this agave here, and I believe this is I'm not really sure, I think it's a ponytail plant. I have to look into that because it's just a piece that probably fell off and I stuck it in a pot. And this is a very failed bonsai, so I'm keeping the pot because those pots can get extremely expensive. Okay, so I'm trying to stage all of this stuff in one area to make it a lot easier for me to water. And I'll run the hose over here. So basically all I'm doing is gathering up all the plants that made it. And we're going to try to make this look halfway decent. So these are some of the succulents that made it through the summer. And they're dry as can be, but all the water is in those leaves and they just went right through. But I'm gonna go ahead and let these go. They're basically little pups that people can propagate themselves. Maybe put them all in one pot. They fill out really fast. Really beautiful. And I find if you stage things nicely, instead of just, they're in these really tiny pots, I may go ahead, because I have some pots down there, and just put them in there. Because I probably wouldn't sell these. I'd probably just give them away. So maybe I'll just go ahead and stick them in a pot and get somebody started up with some free plants. Because everybody likes free plants, don't they? Everybody loves a free plant. I'm noticing a lot of these plants, the soil's hydrophobic, which means it's just so dried out. All the good bacteria and nutrition and microbiome, it's all dried out and dead. So I am going to replenish some of that, get some of these repotted. I think that'll help some of the planters sell easier, and I think it'll be something fun to do. Let's grab these guys. Okay, so this is one that I'm gonna be selling. So I'll put some of that dried out soil at the bottom of this. And we're gonna just top dress with the good stuff too. And take all these little pieces and sell these along with this pot. Put a little bit more soil than you think you might need, because like I've said before in my other videos, the soil is going to settle, and so you want it to be still high enough that your plant doesn't just sink into the pot. Woohoo! Alright, look at that. That's like a big old hunk of very hydrophobic. Look at that. It's just, there's nothing. Nothing's gonna be able to live in there. It's just hydrophobic. So, like I said, I use that like sort of at the bottom of my planters with a little rock, some good drainage, but then adding in the Fox Farm, the Happy Frog on top of that. So we're gonna take a couple of these little guys. These little pots are pretty amazing because I can just put little pieces in there and then have a new plant in no time. So for this plant, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this piece off because it's kind of a little crazy over there. But I think I can get another, I know I can get another plant out of it. So we're gonna cut it right at the joint. Man, this, yeah, look at that. Just try to knock some of that dead soil off. You can see the leaves are kind of not the best looking. They're a little shriveled. Well, now you know why. And they've been in these little pots, and it's so hard to keep these little pots watered around here. So we're gonna take a little bit of soil, some good soil. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of pots down there. Yeah, I don't know how all these little pots accumulate, but they do. But people seem to like them. I guess it's affordable. Guess what? Top dress. Now we top dress. And it says somewhere on here that I love you. So that's super cute. Why does your nose always itch when you're planting? I see another pot down here. It's perfect. Well, it's not completely perfect because there's no drain hole in there. So, which could be good or bad as long as you know not to overwater it. Which, with these guys, you don't really need a lot of water. But this one needs water. This one's looking really sad. See how wilted? He'll come back. Are you a guy or a girl? Do you have genders for your plants? I don't know why I just called that one a guy. This looks a little sad. We're gonna give you a chance, bud, because I have faith in you. Top dressing. And remembering that there's no drain hole. So when we do water it, we're gonna be gentle. So keep in mind, if this was the dead of summer, I wouldn't be putting any of these plants out here. But I am going to take all of my cactuses, and we're gonna move them. This is the one little part of the area, a little nursery, that gets the most sun because the shade sail above doesn't quite cover this far, which is good. Because then I can have all of my sunny plants over here. And this, I could probably take this out. I'm gonna do a bonsai in there. Just set it down there. So I guess worst case scenario is it'll look pretty for me when I'm back here. Which, this time of the year I'm back here quite often. I'm gonna put something in that little pig. He's cute. All right, let's try to get this looking decent. And I'm not gonna plant all of my pots because it gives people choices. Maybe they don't want my plant. I doubt it. Everybody wants a plant. I think staging things, even like in houses and real estate, can really make or break a sale. All right. This one I could propagate, but I just love the way that this is draping over. All of this is just roots. All I have to do is cut that, put it in the ground, and it'll go, but I just love the way that looks. So this is gonna be my little table to stage all of my shade plants because it's a very shady part of the garden. It's amazing how much this just comes alive. No pun intended. So this is the side of the yard that I worked on today. Like I said, I'm just kind of preparing for a little plant sale, trying to downsize some of my plants. And we also do have a market, so I'm preparing for that. It looks so much better. It's just starting to look a little bit more like a little plant nursery that I envisioned. It was there, but then the heat hit and I just fizzled out with the plants. It's time to get it back. And sometimes you do things and it looks so pretty like this, you don't even want to sell anything.